Hello, and welcome to another weekly reading sprint. Wow, I just started the live stream and I already can't talk. That's the normal state that I'm in all the time. But hi, welcome to some reading sprints. I'm hopefully going to get back to doing this weekly. So I scheduled it for this week and next week, and I'm very excited. Yeah, let's talk books. What are you guys planning on reading during the reading sprints? If you guys logged on and you don't know what a reading sprint is, because I feel like there's always like someone who has a question or whatever. It's basically we read for 15 minutes. For the next 15 minutes, we'll read, and then we'll chat for 10, and then maybe we'll read for 30 minutes, and then we'll chat for 10. Very, very easy, chill way to get some reading in your day or get some work done in your day too, because if you have homework or anything else that you need to do, it's the perfect time to do it. Let's see. Hello, welcome. What are you going to be reading today? Let me know in the chat. I'm very interested. I don't know if you guys watched my last vlog, but I am currently reading The Black Witch Chronicles because y'all voted for me to read that. And I'm reading my way through book 2, and I'm having such a good time. I'm so sad that no one talks about this series as much as, I just love it so much, you know? There's those fantasies that just they get to you. They're like, wow, this is everything I wanted and more. Chef's kiss. Let's see. Hi, Anna. Hello. Ooh, you're reading the Song of Achilles? How far in? Are you enjoying it? That's one of those books that is like everyone talks about it being like really, really sad. Which I guess I don't know. I feel like if you go into a book knowing it's gonna be really sad, is it still just as sad? Questions. But I also know it's about like Greek mythology and stuff like that, so that could be fun. I think it's on my list. Madeline Miller, right? Hopefully I'll get to read it at some point. Ooh, hello. I am currently reading All My Rage by Saba Tahir. I'm so excited for that book. I got the audiobook. Whew, I'm a little scared to dive into it, but it's like it's short, but I feel like it's gonna pack a punch. How are you liking it? What are you thinking? Even the title makes me like, oh god, so nervous to be punched in the face. I don't know. Maybe I'm also just on a fantasy kick right now because of the Black Witch. That right now I'm just like, do I need contemporary to make me realize how awful our world is, or can I read a fantasy book and read about how awful that fictional world is, even though it's based on our real world? Oh, if anyone's wondering, I have a nice hot cup of coffee. I also have a bagel that I need to finish eating. Only 16 pages in. That's okay. Yep, Madeline Miller. Awesome. Well, hopefully, knowing you're a fast reader, so I feel like you're going to be like plowing through this book during the live show. Hi, Nina. Hey, I'm reading Love, Hope, and Marriage Tropes. That sounds fun. What is that, if you don't mind me asking? It sounds fun, but is that like a romance book, or is it a book about reading tropes? Because it sounds like it's about reading tropes, but it might be just a romance with a fun title. Okay, been in a reading slump this week. Oh, hopefully I can finally read. Fingers crossed. Hoping the best for you too. I'll probably start XOXO. Oh, I've heard of that book because I need something easy. Yes, romantic contemporary is definitely an easy jump into it kind of vibe. So hopefully it's everything that you need to get out of that reading slump. What else helps me get out of reading slumps, and I don't know if a lot of people read mangas, but I definitely, comic books and mangas, you end up reading so much. The other day I was like kind of starting to get into a reading slump because I was reading a sadder book than I wanted to, and I then in one day read like 8 mangas because I was just like, I need romance, I need comedy, I need happiness, I need joy. So I dipped into my library and like got so many mangas digitally through Libby. I also recommend. Always helps me in a reading slump. Hi, Lexi. Okay, starting Her Wicked Marquise by Stacey Reed. I haven't heard of that. Not sure if I should be here, but love your energy. Thanks. Why wouldn't you be here? Oh, is it like, do you have like work to do or something? Because then I'd understand. Maybe get some reading in or work in, depending on what you're doing. But you are always welcome. Not at all fast. I took the test you did, and I read it. You read? Oh my god, me too. Okay. See, I feel like that's why the test is kind of fun to take because I always assume people are a faster reader than me. And it just warmed my heart to like, I hope I like comforted other people to be like, I read a lot within the year, but I am not a fast reader. For you guys who are watching and maybe don't know, my last video I did it's like how fast do you read kind of test, and I ended up reading like 117 words per minute, which is well below average, but it's like I feel like it happens. People are slow readers, and like, yeah, you could definitely still enjoy reading and read a lot, even if you're a slow reader. Let's see. Oh, it's a cozy mystery. Oh, that's so cute. I love that. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to make a dent in my physical TBR, so I'm reading a YA horror. Oh, nice. I'm like bad with YA horror. I don't know why. I've never liked one, so I just stay away from it. But also I don't like thriller and YA. Like thriller and horror are the two genres that I just haven't jumped into yet. They don't pique my interest. So maybe one day I'll randomly get the urge to be like, I need something suspenseful. Let's see, Debbie, hello. Joining my first reading sprint by you. Oh, cool. And I'm reading Dragon Republic. Oh, is that the last one? Does that mean there's a lot of stuff going on, right? That's exciting. That's exciting. An exciting time for you. Hey, Emma. Let's see. I'm reading Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Nice. Currently 2 husbands in. I like that. That's a good marker to see how far you're in. See, started The Hope of Elantris. Oh, by Brandon Sanderson, a novella. But then I might get into Demon Slayer manga. Nice. Yes. Demon Slayer, I feel like I should get into. Everyone loves it, and I haven't because I tend to like a lot of romantic anime and mangas. Let me know. What do you think? Do you think I should read Demon Slayer? Is that like one of your favorite mangas or just like a good story? Let me know. And I think I actually got Elantris. It's like the only Brandon Sanderson book that I have because I'm too scared to get into his backlist because there's just so much to read from him. See, when I start to feel like I'm in a slump, I read something published outside of the last 5 years. It's a nice change of tone and pace. Oh, that's really good. Yeah. Because I know people will recommend reading outside of like a different genre, but if it is very like it's been published in the last year or two, I feel like the vibe, like for contemporary books, for YA fantasy, the vibe of publishing is like almost consistent throughout all the books, which is interesting. That's a great recommendation. Thank you, Vina. Let's see. It's sad and intense for sure, but the sort of books usually call out to me the most. I mean, you know yourself. You know you're going to like that. So that's amazing that you know that. I hope you got, tissues nearby. Let's see, just made it here. Hi, I'm reading The Ballad Stacks. I haven't heard of that. Natasha Pulley. I hope it's interesting. I hope you like it. Rereading Crest. Nice. Let's see, Olivia, I've been in a reading slump for a century this month. Nice. But I finished a book this morning. Amazing. Great. And maybe these reading sprints will help you continue reading. Because, yeah, reading slumps are hard. It's fine. Not every genre is for you. Yeah, I totally get that. But I also feel like, I don't know, different age points, I like different books or different books attract me. So, ba, ba, ba. Let's see, Debbie. No, it is the second one. But, the Dragon Republic. But good to know the third one will keep me occupied. Yes. I haven't read them. I've just watched a lot of vlogs of people reading them, so that is not my personal opinion, but I've seen so many people freak out about this series. It is on my list, definitely, but I need to finish the series that I'm in the middle of now before venturing off into a whole new one. But that is high on my other series I want to check out. The Poppy War, I think The Brass City sounds really epic. Everyone really likes that one. I have a couple of like fantasy trilogies that I'm probably gonna buy any second now when I finish another series. Let's see, what manga series do you recommend the most? Ooh, I want to try a series. Ooh, the most? Okay, that's hard because my all-time favorite manga series right now has like 30 volumes out and they're still cranking out new volumes. So it's not for everyone, but Yona of the Dawn, I highly recommend if you like like historical fiction. It's based in like an older version of Japan, but it's also fantastical because there's these mythical dragons. There's a princess with her dad getting assassinated, and she has to run away with her bodyguard, my favorite character. There's romance. It is like the most epic of epic stories. But if you aren't the type of person to like a really long series, I wouldn't recommend it because yes, it is 30 volumes, and the first 4 volumes are definitely building Yona as this really naive princess. And then by like book 10, you're like shocked by how much she's been challenged and how much she changed and how much she cares for people. And she becomes like the sweetest little bean. So Yona the Dawn, highly recommend. But if you don't like really long series, a recent series of mine that I liked that's a cute, fluffy romance is A Sign of Affection, which is about a girl who's deaf and she's going to college and she starts to have like romantic feelings for someone and she's trying to figure out how to date. And like how do I kiss? How do I tell this person about how I don't want to hold hands because then I can't sign? Very fun times. I highly, highly recommend those two. I can make a whole video about that. I really should at this point. Let's see. Ooh, I'm reading Slammed by Colleen Hoover. Fun fact, guys, I haven't read anything by Colleen Hoover, and I don't feel like I will. I feel bad, but I just don't know. I feel like her books are so hyped. I'm too scared to touch that. Okay, Demon Slayer is top tier, all caps. Okay, highly recommend both the anime and the manga. Got you. I'm taking this information in. It is absorbed. I will do it. I know Demon Slayer and Jizuko Kaisen. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but those two have been on my radar. But I'm like, I'm not an action person, so I'm a little scared because I need that little sprinkle of romance. But I will definitely check it out. Say hi, everyone. I'm reading Gallants by V.E. Schwab. Nice. Hello, hello. You guys see the like button shoots confetti when you're clicking? That's so fun. I didn't know that. That's really cool. Let's see, OMG. Yona of the Dawn anime is so good. I need to get the manga someday. Yes. And I liked the anime, and that's why I started reading the manga series. And I kid you not, the mangas are like a million times better if you can fathom. The anime barely dips into the conflict of the regions around them and the conflict between the dragons trying to be like taken and utilized by other countries as power or like getting kidnapped or killed. Oh, so much goodness. So much goodness. I highly, highly recommend. The manga is just top tier for me. I'm like, yes. Romance, fiction. Mm. Let's see. I'm trying to finish all the books I got from the library. My husband won't let me get any more until I finish them, so I'm binge reading all of them. Smart choice. Smart choice. How many books do you have left on your library stack? I'm curious. Okay. Do you watch any other YouTubers a lot? Um, Not really. I have been in almost like a YouTube slump. I used to watch YouTube like all the time. I had so many creators that I was like obsessed with and watching every time they upload. Um, Now it's like I find myself like just scrolling on YouTube being like none of these videos interest me. And that might just be because I've been probably consuming too much content and not like doing my own thing and then coming it back to it and watching YouTubers as like a treat, if that makes sense. But some YouTubers or YouTubers in general that I watch, I'm trying to think of some. I like what's her name? Jenim. That's like she's like a really big YouTuber and she just had a baby and I'm watching all of her videos though I'm nowhere near having a child in my life. But I just like the way she talks about her like youth and 20s and change and how she's learning to adapt and appreciate all of that. It's I think very calming because I don't know. I feel like me being 25, my boat is rocky. My life is rocky. So I'm like stability will come in the future. So I really like Jenim. As for booktubers, I'm trying to think of a booktuber that I watch consistently. I've really fallen off, but I try and watch like Throne of Pages. Issa's really fun. I love her. Her vlogs are really nice and long. I love watching vlogs mostly. But yeah, I don't know. That's hard. I've kind of fallen off on watching YouTube a lot, which is probably a good thing. so that way I can read more. Let's see, Lexi, I'm trying to limit my reading to Hoopla and my physical TBR. Yay. Hoping not to buy anything till June, something I'm looking forward to. I mainly read romance. Oh, fun. That's so funny. I literally just wrote that in my own planner that when summer hits, that's the next time I'll allow myself to buy books casually, because I've kind of fell into buying books casually these few beginning months of the year because of my birthday, and I moved and there was a lot of stress. So I was like buying books here and there, and now I'm like, okay, calm down, read the books that I have. And I think, yeah, Hoopla is a great way to also mix it up just in case you need something a little different. I definitely need to get Hoopla. I use Libby, which is like the library app. So helpful with like getting mangas like that. And it's like great. Let's see. 9 books left. I've read 5. Wow, that's great. I can't believe you got so many books from the library. I would be that girl who's like, I didn't return any of these books. Oops, it's been like 5 months. My bad. Oh, hi. Okay, you're reading Gallant? Ooh, and you're 44% of the way in. Nice. Someone else is also reading Gallant. I guess a lot of people are reading it. Was it recently published? I'm so behind on all the recent publications. Okay, let's start our first sprint in the next like 3 minutes. So at like the 20-minute mark. And then maybe let's just read for like 15 minutes. A short little sprint to start us off. Which is also so funny because I have like half of my bagel here that I need to finish. And I'll probably finish it during that, and I'll mute myself so you guys don't have to hear me chomping away at my bagel. But let me know if you guys have any other questions that you would like me to answer. This live show also, I'm probably gonna it's probably gonna be about 2 hours long. So just letting you guys know, we're probably gonna get like 3 or 4 sprints in today. It's gonna be very chill. Not trying to like read the whole world, you know what I mean? LOL. I love this comment. ASMR bagel. Not today. I will mute my mic for sure. No one needs to hear that. Oh, and I'm very impressed, guys, because I read all of the Black Witch, which is the first book in the series that I'm reading right now for my reading blog. I read the first book in one day. I like literally stayed up to finish it. It's like one of those series that really sucks you in. It was like an 18-hour audiobook, and I was just like so absorbed. So if I seem very, very sleepy, it's because of that like I'm just not good at staying up late, and for some reason I chose to do that, which maybe was a mistake, but I still had a good time. So Oh, hello. Thank you for joining. We're going to start our first sprint in a few minutes. Let's see. My goal is to tackle more of my Kindle backlist, Hoopla backlist, and physical shelves. Yes. My Kindle backlist is also very long because I'm that girl who's like, ooh, is that book on sale for $1? Grab. And then I don't end up reading it like a silly person. So I feel you. They kind of all compile. So hopefully we all get to it this year and just have a fun time. Not like a stressful time where we can only do those things, but like, just like casually be like, oh, today I'm going to read one Kindle backlist. Let's see, it would take me 2 months actually. My husband challenged me to read them all, so I told him, challenge accepted. I love that. And I've been rewatching How I Met Your Mother, so that just makes me think of Barney and all the random challenge accepted. It's like, bruh, we didn't challenge you. But I love that. So are you trying to finish it in then less than 2 months? I believe in you, but 9 books, that's a lot. Take your time. Stay hydrated. Okay? Take care of yourself. Don't. Let's see. I just checked out The Black Witch from the library. Nice. Oh my god, I hope you enjoy it. I feel like, I don't know, the vibe you give off from like your videos and stuff, from what I've seen, that you do like fantasy a lot. So I feel like you'd like The Black Witch. It's so good. It's like almost like a dark academia style. They're at university, but it's talking about prejudice and racism. So it's like, it's actually nice to have like that element of recognizing your privilege, but also having all like the dark academia stuff, like the bullying, the like all the trigger warnings for the Black Witch. There's so much abuse and bad things happening, but it actually talks about a lot of real world issues that I appreciate, while it's still being detached enough to be fantasy and feel like escapism, if that makes sense. Literally, those people sparkle. I almost completely forgot. I just reread the first one and I forgot the main mage people freaking sparkle. I feel like this is like Twilight, but a self-aware Twilight. Let's see, I have a copy of The Black Witch tomorrow. Oh, nice. Oh my god, I'm so happy people are reading this series. It's a good series. I hope you guys like it. Watch me like rave and review this and everyone ends up hating it. That'd be so funny. Okay, let's see. My goal is to finish one of my 15 current reads. Whoops. Love that for you. I think I'm literally in the middle of like 8 or so books, but I just count a lot of them as DNFs now because I'm just like, I'm not going back to that right now. Not today. Just finished one though. That's nice. One less. That's amazing. Trying to get through my physical TBR. It's gone way out of control. 100 books and almost as many manga. Oh, wow. Well, maybe have a manga party because mangas can be kind of easy to fly through, especially if it's a really good series. And if you have the whole series, just like designate a day to be like manga party. Let's see. Oh, yeah. I love fantasy. Okay, cool. That is definitely the vibe I've gotten. So that's good. Yes, it makes me excited. Great. Okay. And I'm trying to finish them this month. Somebody save me. We're here for you. We're here for you. You can do it. See, I love The Black Witch. I have been binging the series on Hoopla. Nice. Yes. I'm so happy you guys like it. It's definitely a fun series. Okay, let's do our first sprint. Let's do just like a 15-minute sprint, little quick guy. And get into this reading mode. I'm using my little guy so I know when the 15-minute mark is done. I forget what this is called, like a pompadour, I think. So let's read math to the. I don't like doing math. 22 plus 15. I should have picked this when it was on an even number. Okay. 37-minute mark. 38-minute mark. Is that 15 minutes? It don't sound, why does this not sound right? I'm crazy, y'all. Like, okay, let's just reach the 40-minute mark. That sounds clean and easy. Me laughing at myself. Ha ha ha. Okay. Reading to the 40-minute mark, wherever you are. So at about 17 minutes of reading. Let's go. Happy reading, y'all. I will see you in a second, and I'm going to mute myself so you don't have to hear me eat my bagel.
Okay, that's it for the sprint. How'd everyone do? And I also changed the headphones, so hopefully you guys can hear me. Okay. If not, let me know. And I managed to read, I think, about 14 pages. I'm on page 121, and it was such a funny little chapter about, again, I'm not going to spoil anything, but a funny chapter of our main character, Ellerin, meeting lupines, which are like shape shifting, kind of like werewolf creatures in this book. And she's meeting them. And it was just so funny because like the dad was like trying to intimidate them. And it was a ball of fun. And there's like little kids running around. And it was very, very cute. Let's see. So let me know how you guys did with the reading. Da, da, da. Oh, hello. Thank you for joining. See, hi everyone. Reading Yoke by Mary H.K. Choi. So far, it's really good. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Okay. I read 16 pages and I'm on page 232. Nice. So you read 25 pages, but I cheated and started a little early. That makes sense. You're okay. That's not cheating. 8 pages in. Awesome. See, I don't even know what book we are on. Oh, reading whatever you want to read. What do you want to read? Because it's like I know I have my book club, but this live show for reading sprints, it's like we're chilling. We're reading whatever you want to read. I'm reading The Iron Flower, which is the second book in the Black Witch Chronicle. Let's see. 22 pages. Nice, nice. Okay. And love rereading Cress and Thorne's buddy romance. And Thorne's budding romance. Words are hard. Is that Crescent City? I'm slow. I'm like, what fun words are we using? Acronyms, or maybe I'm just wrong. See, I read 15 to 16 pages. Read 24 pages in book 3 of Keeper of the Lost Cities. Nice. That's a really long middle grade series, if I'm correct, right? Aren't there like elves and stuff in that book? I think I've seen like Peruge Projects read it, if I'm thinking of the right book. Hello, hi Autumn. I came in late, but I read 15 pages of Beneath the Sugar Sky. Nice. Oh my god. I loved Shauna McGuire's, like all of those books. I think I've read most of them except for like the most recent one that came out. They're such a fun read. Beneath the Sugar Sky, probably not my favorite out of the bunch, but it was just very like it's just such a fun read in general. Let's see. Nope, it's the third book in oh, Crest. Okay, now I'm seeing the cover. Now I'm understanding the information. That makes sense. Okay. Because I haven't read the Lunar Chronicles, and I definitely should because I do love retellings, and I loved Heartless by Marissa Meyer, which is funny because I feel like people talk about the Lunar Chronicles a little more, but Heartless by Marissa Meyer is like literally my favorite retelling so far of like the Evil Queen. It's such a fun read. I think she did an amazing job talking like making the story seem realistic and like all the evil things that are happening and going on. It's like a villain origin story, but you like literally are questioning whether or not this person, this kind little being, will become a villain. You're like, there's no way. And then in the end, you're like, where there's a will, there's a way. Yep, you right. Mm, let's see. Did some sorting, organizing. I'll probably start reading in the next sprint. Nice. Okay, the Iron Flower was so good. It's yeah. Okay, reading Children of Time. Only 8 pages in. I keep getting distracted. Yep, I feel you. It's hard to stay focused. Beneath the Sugar Sky is my second favorite of the ones I've read. Nice. Have you? I think my favorite one is the one that had to deal with. It was like sticks and something. I forget what the title was, but it was about the two kind of like meanish girls. I think the worlds in each different book is so interesting and compelling. I love it. I think I really need to read more of Shauna McGuire's work because I think there's like a book she's written, not middle grade, but it's like middle something. I see the cover and it's like someone's hand and there's like candles like flame and I really want to read it because I feel like it's gonna be a good time. Very dark energy. See, I'm reading The Island of Missing Trees. The audiobook was Greek and Turkish accents. Oh, it's really fun. Nice. It's good when you read a book, an audiobook, and the accents aren't like off-putting. Because I feel like that happens a lot with audiobooks. Like when the accent is actually spot on, we love it. The way food is described heartless makes my mouth water. Right? Oh, it's so fun. I feel like that, yeah, that's the one book where like someone who's baking and doing something very whimsical and they are literally like in this magical world. It's definitely like all the senses are tingling. I have full frontal, like I'm thinking about it, I can visualize it, I can like smell it, I can imagine all the little senses of it, and I'm like, yes. I definitely need to reread that. That's like one of my favorite retellings. I just finished Luna Chronicles in the beginning of this year and loved it. Nice. Was it your first time reading the Lunar Chronicles? That's the only thing that worries me is that I haven't read it, so I don't have any nostalgia towards it. So I'm a little worried that I'm gonna pick it up and not like it as much as everyone says, which happens. See, so far, Down Among the Sticks and Bones is my favorite. Ah, okay, that's what it's called. Despite Jill, but I read the books out of order slightly. That makes sense. I don't think there's a technical like publish order, but you can literally read them all out of order. Down Among the Sticks and Bones, I think was my favorite just because it was like super dark and the world was very, very interesting. See, finished the short story. It was okay. LOL. I'm so sorry that it was just okay. You deserve better. You deserve good, at least, not just okay. Let's see. Which was your favorite? Oh, Middle Game. That's what it's called by Shannon McGuire. I definitely want to read that. That's been on my list for a while because I do like Shannon McGuire's writing. I think it's very interesting. And her whole series, like Down Among the Sticks and Bones and all the other stuff, I feel like they're so short. And I love a longer book. So I'm very interested to see if her like whimsical writing is good in long form. Because then I'm like, buying all your books, girl. Gonna take all your books. See. See, Thorn is my favorite, but favorite guy, but Scarlet and Wolf are my favorite couple. For all y'all who know Lunar Chronicles, have at it. I don't know any of the ships or anything. I think the only thing I know is that isn't Cinderella like part cyborg in the Lunar Chronicles for some reason? That's all I know. Let's see. Oh, I didn't know that. After this book, I might skip Come Tumbling Down then. Yeah, you could totally skip it. You don't need to know all the info from every book. I think the first one that was published establishes a lot of the different characters, so that's kind of handy to read. But otherwise, yeah, it's just the characters in different worlds. They're either why they were there in the first place, or like I think Beneath the Sugar Sky is like all of them going to save something. So yeah, they're like their own distinct stories. You can read it all out of order if you want. I think Come Tumbling Down is the one that I haven't read. There's like 5 of them. I'm not keeping up. I'm very bad at keeping up. See. I love Cress and Cinder, but Thorn is life. I love that. Thorn is life. Also, what fun names. I love that. Cress, what character? What princess is Cress? Is my question. Is that supposed to be like I can't fathom who that's supposed to be. Okay, unpopular opinion, but my favorite was In Absent Dream. Oh, that one was good. I did like that one. In Absent Dream was interesting. I don't think it was my favorite, so but I don't think that's an unpopular opinion. I don't know whose people's favorites were. I just know like everyone always has a different favorite. Honestly, whoever I talk to. Let's see. Oh, Cress is Rapunzel. I see. I see. So it's funny. I'm a booktuber and I like post all these videos, but I feel like I haven't read a lot of the books that like everyone else has read. I would say that I'm gonna try and catch up, but I'm not. I'm fine with that. Okay, and then let's start our next sprint in a few minutes. So let me know if you have any more questions for me, and if not, we can start reading. Ooh. Oh, I have a question for you guys. Let me know how you think. Um, A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I feel like I'm accidentally slipping into Sarah J. Maas world just because I've been really digging fantasy. I have on my library A Court of Thorns and Roses I have now available. Do you guys like that series? I've heard a lot of mixed reviews about it, but I do like fantasy, romantic fantasy too. So I feel like I should give it a go because I think I might like it. I don't know. What do you guys think? Help me. I probably shouldn't breathe like that. The microphone's very close to me, and that might be disturbing. Sorry. Mm, let's see. What has been my favorite read so far? Let me check my Goodreads real quick. I think I've been lucky that a lot of my reads this year have been like 3 or 4 stars. So I've enjoyed a lot of the books that I read, but I don't know if I have a favorite yet. Nothing's like been favorite material, if that makes sense. Let's see. Yeah, so I've read like 25 books this year so far. The last 5 star I gave was Black Girls Must Die Exhausted. That one was a solid read. I really, really enjoyed it. Um, any other books that I gave 5 stars? I think the only one other books I gave 5 stars was Days of Blood and Starlight and Daughter of Smoking Bone by Laini Taylor. Those were 5 star reads for me, just because again, I love fantasy. But I think I'd have to give my favorite read so far this year is Black Girls Must Die Exhausted because it definitely hit me in all my feels. I felt so I really felt very close to that character. Let's see, curious. Have you or will you read Oh, Mariana Zapata. That's so funny. I was just talking to Mika August, like a booktube friend of mine, for our the Brown Girl show. I can't speak. Brown Girl Book Club live show. All the words. And she likes Mariana Zapata a lot, and I think I should try it because I do kind of like long stories. But again, it's very hyped, so I'm a little scared to try her out. I definitely feel like I should. Mika recommended one, something about a wall and something. But I think I'll give it a shot eventually. Probably not within the next year, just because my goal is to read all my physical books. I got a lot to do. Let's see. I read A Court of Thorns and Roses and really disliked it. Anna, that's hilarious. Ah, I want to ask you why, but I don't want to like get spoiled or anything. But I'm living for it. Let's see. Court of Mist and Fury, second book, is great, but the other 3 are not my fave. Okay. I'm good. I'm like lowering my expectation. That's good. Because everyone hypes it up. So I'm like thinking it's gonna be a great time. And my sister loves Sarah J. Maas. So I feel like I have to give it a try so that way I can talk to my sister about it because she's always talking about it. Let's see. I think you should skip LOL. But I didn't read any of Mass's books. It'll be content if you decide to vlog it about it. I mean, true. I love it. Let's see. I'm hesitant to pick up any Sarah J. Maas book, to be honest, after loathing. Oh, Throne of Glass. Yep, that makes sense. Yeah, it's interesting because I feel like you either love it or you hate it. Because I feel like the people who loved Throne of Glass go so hard and love all of her other books. Like my sister was like that, and she gifted me a lot of Sarah J. Maas books because she was like rebuying all of them in like a fancy edition and stuff. So she gave them to me. So I feel like she's also one of those people who goes really hard for it. And then there's the people who are like, this is not for me. Please stop recommending. Let's see. Book 1 was okay. I love the book 2, and I haven't read but book 3 yet. I plan to reread the first 2 before the third since it's been a few years. Makes sense. Okay, so it sounds like the second book is probably the favorite, which is funny because like normally the middle book is the one that lacks the most. But cool. That's good to know. And I know if I pick up this series, I am not going to be reading Silver whatever the fourth one. That just I don't know. That screams like you like money grab a little bit because it's like I just don't like it when authors revisit series that have come to a close and try and extend it. No, thank you. No, thank you. So I have no opinions, lol. Makes sense. Makes sense. And you shouldn't. If you don't like the book, you definitely don't have to read it. I know everyone always talks about her writing and how like yada yada yada. It's like there's so many other great book series out there. You do not need to be reading her work in particular. Not necessary. Only if you like it. From what I've heard, Court of Thorns and Roses is not that good, but addicting and easy to read. Oh, okay. That makes more sense. That makes sense because I feel like, yeah, when you're not looking for like literature or like a good, like well written whatever, you're just looking for something fun and easy. That makes sense. And I think that's why maybe there's such a hardcore fan base for it because it's just a fun, easy read. Which I don't know is perfect for me because right now I'm craving some fun fantasy. La la la. Oh, Wall of Winnipeg. Yes, that's the one that Mika was talking about. It's on Hoopla now. It's 16 hours. Yeah. Mariana Zapata. She has no shortage of words. She loves using all of them. Let's see. I personally enjoyed Akatar more than Throne of Glass. Okay, that's what I've heard. A lot of people say is that they'll enjoy Akatar more than Throne of Glass. But I've also heard because Throne of Glass was going in one direction, and then in the third book, apparently it shifted, and a lot of people didn't like it. Uh, I'm like, I have no idea. I have to form my own opinions on these things. Obviously, like talking about Sarah J. Maas and all that stuff, like I feel like it can be a little weird just because publicly a lot of people like want her to speak out about Palestine and stuff, and it's like she's not, and she's being quiet and stuff, so she's being a little shady right now. So this is my disclaimer. You could like a lot of you already said that you don't like her writing and stuff, which is good. Read what you like. You can also read what you enjoy, but just be open-minded and realizing like the authors you're supporting. Just my little tidbit because I know like I don't want to support her in a sense. I love for her to speak out on these issues, but I know she's a person and she has a whole marketing team and she's probably just going to stay quiet because it's better for her career or whatever, which is upsetting because it's like people who have money and influence very rarely do good things. So that's why I'm hoping to also talk about other books and other series too that are good. Hopefully well balanced. I'm trying my best. I'm trying to be well balanced, but then it's also hard because there's so many authors that are so problematic. But all I'm trying to do is recognize who's problematic. And if I enjoy their book, just know personally, okay, this is a problematic person. Maybe I shouldn't talk about them too much, or make sure if I talk about them, I'm also talking about other people as well. A good balance. Let me know if you guys agree with that. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like making no sense. Let's see. I have read any Sarah J. Maas, and I'm not much of a fantasy reader. That makes sense. That makes sense. I consider Avatar a favorite series, but it's really because I got so connected to the characters. Plot is meh. I love that. But that's good to know. I feel like as a reader, like everyone has such different needs that for some people, plot is definitely really, really important. I thought I was a very plot driven person, and I think it depends on my mood. But I also think I've turned into a character development kind of person where I love the character more than the plot. So it depends on my mood. But I can totally see you being like, plot's meh, but I love the characters. Let's see. What's the longest book you've read, physical or audible? Let's see. What's the longest book that I've read? That's really hard. I don't know. Um, I feel like I've listened to a lot of like thick audiobooks that are like 19 some hours long or 22 hours long. Craziness. I know on my TBR, I have The Count of Monte Cristo, which is a 52-hour audiobook. Haven't read that yet, but I want to because I heard really good things about the Monte Cristo. I think I'm like looking at my Audible account, Libby and stuff, and I think the longest audiobook I've ever listened to is House of Earth and Blood. So the first Crescent City. Mm, yeah, The Black Witch was 19 hours, which is still a long, long audiobook. Ugh. Other than that, I don't think. I think Brandon Sanderson's up there too in the 20 to 30-hour long audiobooks. But I don't tend to read too many audiobooks that are super, super long. I started The Secret History, which was a 22-hour audiobook. crazy long, but I definitely put that down. I was like, "I am not in the mood for this. Mm, no." And I have Priority of the Orange Tree also on my TBR, which I think is one of those kind of 20-hour audiobooks. I have so many long books that I need to get to, and I'm just, like, putting them off. Oops. Let's see, I agree. I've read 2 series where they were complete and the author went back, and then later the book suffered. Yeah, I feel like it's becoming very common, and I think I don't know, it's because our world is so media heavy, what's popular, what's thriving. Like, even with movies, like, reboots have become so a part of our culture now where almost every movie that's coming out is a reboot or reimagined of this original story, and it's like so clearly a cash grab thing where they're like, let's put famous names on this book and just know that it'll sell because of this person's name, or rather than looking for new material, new stories that are actually good and would sell just because they are good. And I think, you can have both. I don't think industry should suffer and not make any money. Like, they can definitely use powerful names to sell books, but it's like you also need to balance out and give good stories and opportunity, especially with movies. I feel like it's so bad with movies because, um, just like the amount of money you need to make, like, a good movie and not, like, a trash movie, it's so limiting, and then all these brilliant ideas are thrown away because Uncharted or because of all these, like, really big names, and it's like, "Brad, this movie isn't it. It isn't no, I don't care what actor is in here. The story, trash. The writing, trash. Like, who allowed this to happen?" Let's see, Mariana Zapata books are such a letdown for me. Oh, I'm sorry. But yeah, I can imagine that, like, especially if you don't like slow burn romance, and I've also heard just a couple of her books, like, they don't give for certain people, which makes sense. I mean, it's not for everybody. Okay, I'm currently on the third book of Throne of Glass, but I'm listening to them on Audible, and they're about 25 hours. So long. It's going to be a while. Yeah, all of her books are so long. It's crazy. I mean, for me, it's good for me because I personally really like drawn out stories, but I also do listen to audiobooks and listen to stuff at like 2 times speed, so maybe I can power through when not much is happening. See, I've been reading a lot of free Kindle books to give those authors attention because people like Moss are unnecessarily rich already. LOL. Exactly. Yeah. So it's like I'm trying to balance out everything. And that's why I kind of like doing the Brown Girl Book Club because I would have never read those books if I didn't like seek out kind of unrecognized authors who are like doing a great job. Like Black Girls Must Die Exhausted was such a good adult fiction, in my opinion. Very good, and I feel like there's so little stories that are talking about women in their 30s trying to adult. Um, it was a very good read. I highly recommend. And yeah, these people like Sarah D. Maas and Cassandra Clare. I'm trying like I don't even know the people who are up there, but I feel like there's so many people who are so, so, so rich. And oh, like, Rick Riordan, it's so cool that he took his kind of empire and decided to now put his name on other authors. Like he has so many middle grade series that he didn't write, but like other people wrote and like are giving them a platform. That's really cool. I haven't read any of them because I'm behind on all things middle grade. But I think that's really nice to see when you see people who have money and influence use it to not just keep selling their books or go back to a series that was popular and resell it or repackage their old stuff to modernize it. But they actually go out of their way to like promote other authors. That's really cool. I recently read and are listening to The Love Song. Oh, nice. Okay. And the audiobook is approximately, oh God, 30 hours long. I mean, if it's a good read, it's a good read. Hopefully that's not too long. 30 hours, that's aggressive. Okay, I just bought the Aristotle and Dante book, and the 2 days after I learned that he was transphobe, and now I don't know if I even want to start the series. But the book is here now. I'm sorry. Yeah, all authors are just it's so hard to tell. It's honestly like musicians and stuff where it's like what is your own personal boundary to these things? Like your own moral compass and being like, okay, how much can I indulge in things that I know are problematic versus I don't want to actively indulge in them because they're crossing my personal boundary. And I don't know if this helps, but my mom read that book and she absolutely hated it. She did not understand why it was so popular. Um, but it's supposed to be, which is interesting. It's so weird when people are transphobic but are writing a queer story. It's like, do you not understand the community? Like, why even write the story if you're not accepting of other people, but then you write a story about how you personally want acceptance or want to explore yourself. But then it's like only this group gets to, not everybody. Ow, so counterintuitive. Let's see, the reboot movies usually do the original dirty. 100%. I agree. 100%. See, Priority of the Orange Tree's been on my shelf for around 3 years now, and I still haven't read it, and it's so long. I'm with you. I'm with you. It's long. It is like a murder weapon big. Like, oof. I definitely I want to. And I think I got the audiobook when it was on sale for like $2. So I am excited, but it's definitely like I look at it and I'm like, that's a big book. E. I do wonder, I know nothing about publishing, but how much is an author's choice in it or their publisher or are their publishers making them? That's an interesting choice. Yeah, like I don't personally know. I would imagine they would still need the consent of the author to continue to like, oh, we're selling new covers of this. Oh, we're doing a what is it? Like a cooking book for this series, like all those little things, I imagine you would need consent from the author unless they wrote away their rights when they first got published. So it's interesting. It's probably very different from author to author. But I also imagine that there's a lot of authors who get offered money and they're like, hey, we think we'd love to continue the series. Here's money. Let's go. It'd be cool if there was a little bit more honesty, but I think, yeah, publishing doesn't want that because then it'll detract from viewers and readers giving them money. Because it's like, oh, if I tell the audience, if I tell the readers, we're just writing a new book because we want more money, they're not going to buy it. So they just paint it as this is for you. We're doing this for you. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what people say, but I know publishing is just as shady as a system as, like, movies and TV and Hollywood. So, I have a negative spin on it, but I'm sure not all of them are negative. I bet there are some authors out there who use their influence to continue writing stories that maybe other people, like, told them to stop or what have you. You know what I mean? There's probably a lot more happening. Definitely more than I know, 100%. But I don't know, I just always have a negative lens towards it because it is a business and a lot of it is marketing. See, it's difficult to step away from stories that affected you by authors you don't want to support anymore. For me, it's yep, yep, that makes sense. I know a lot of people have had a lot of personal strife with that specifically, and it does break my heart because I can imagine growing up with that, it being such a huge part. Luckily for me, I was not anything that was popular, I stayed away from. I'm not a Twilight fan, I wasn't a part of any fandom, but I can imagine if you were a part of a fandom for so long that, like, for a lot of people, it's like a big part of their identity, so it has to be hard to kind of walk away. So I am empathetic. I'm definitely empathetic, and I feel like everyone needs to create their own boundary, but I also definitely think there's some authors like, that I personally won't promote or support, and that's just my personal boundary, and I'm not gonna force that on anyone else. If someone else really needs it and they're like, would be missing out on life if they didn't have it anymore, it's like, okay, then you can indulge in it. I just think you can't expect other people to indulge in it with you to the same extent. I don't think like just respecting other people's boundaries. I think that's what we're trying to do in this society is respecting people's boundaries of, oh, I like to indulge in this author because I personally have decided that I want to versus other people who have decided not to. And not to argue about it. I think we can discuss it and be like, if someone's like genuinely confused and wants to know why, it's like, okay, let's talk about why we might not want to support this person. I think it's healthy conversations. It's just when it dives into being unhealthy where people don't value other people's opinions about their boundaries. They're like, "Well, you're stupid for thinking this and that and this and that." It's like, I'm not here to have that discussion today. This is my boundary. Respect it or walk away. Especially on Twitter, man. People need to shut up on Twitter. Most of the time authors don't have a say in this if you're not one of the few really big. That makes sense. At least for movie contracts, I know that for sure. That makes sense. Even big authors, when it came to like book to movie adaptations, a lot of authors were cut out of the movie process. So even if they were really big. So it's definitely for the big conglomerates of people who are like, millionaires. Are they millionaires? Billionaires? I don't know. But it makes sense that like a lot of the authors don't have a say. Okay, my bad. I've been talking forever. Let's do another reading sprint. Maybe let's do a 20-minute reading sprint. So let's read to like the 30-minute mark, wherever you guys are, whatever time zone you're in. Boop, boop, boop. I guess like the 31-minute mark if I want to be specific. Okay, let's get some reading in. Happy reading, everybody. And that's the sprint. Oh, my alarm beeped. How was everyone's reading? How many pages did you get to? I read, I think only like 10 pages. The reading mood is a slow one today, but at least I'm reading, you know? Doing my best. Let's see. And I'll probably do like one more reading sprint after this. And then I'm gonna have some lunch probably. Okay, and then if you're curious, I'm on page 138 of The Iron Flower, and it's getting serious. It's getting serious in this book. Oh my god. There are riots breaking out, and I'm very concerned for our precious babies. I feel like there aren't going to be many who survive, which is very sad. We'll see, we'll see. Just hoping my best for the little beans. See, 10 pages. What? Me too. Chillin'. Oh, that's funny. I just got a notification that Jess Owens is doing reading sprints too right now. How fun. I love when that happens. I feel like that always happens. It's like someone's always doing reading sprints, which is nice. I love doing reading sprints because just it helps you read. Like otherwise I would probably not be reading. I would be like, I don't know, doing nothing productive with my time. Just got back after eating lunch. Nice. Only read 2 pages. That's okay. I hope your lunch was tasty. 6 pages this time. Got lunch from DoorDash. I love that it's like lunchtime for everybody. That's so fun. See, 17 pages. Awesome. Ooh, we got 26 pages. Nice. Nice. Ooh, past the 50% mark of Gallant and ate a salad for lunch. I'm loving the lunch vibe, guys. It's a great vibe. I also really should eat lunch very, very soon. And it's interesting. I have to like look into Gallant. I feel like, well, I don't know. I don't know if V.E. Schwab is a favorite author of mine. I enjoyed the Darker Shade of Magic series, but I feel like, yeah, V.E. Schwab has a long backlist that I should probably look into at some point and be like, do I want to check this out? Don't know, don't know. Fun times, fun times. Mm, mm, mm. And we'll probably do, because I need to 1 p.m. probably have lunch. So another like 30 minutes maybe. Maybe we'll do another like 20-minute sprint. And if you guys don't have any more questions for me, or let me know if you have any more questions for me, so I can answer them. Chill times. I feel like reading sprints are my time to chat with you guys, which is probably why I'm probably chatting too much. It's like I have so much to tell you. I have a lot of updates. I feel like for everything. So happy times, happy times. Yeah. Ooh, we'll probably do our next sprint in a few minutes. I know the chat takes some time to load, so I'll let it load and see if anyone has any questions. We can talk about. We could talk about movies. We could talk about books. We could talk about love life. I have no idea. Any questions about anything? Love to answer. Um, mm, 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 mm. Let's see. I'm excited to read Gallant. It'll be my first V.E. Schwab book. Nice. Are you excited for Gallant just because of the premise? And you're like, that's the one, baby. That's the one book I need to read. Oh, do I have? Oh, sorry. That's probably really loud car passing. I don't know if you heard that. Do you have any fun auditions coming up? At the moment, no. I had a lot of commercial self-tapes this month, which is interesting because I don't know if you guys know about like pilot season for actors. Technically, it's the beginning of the year where a lot of shows, so TV show pilots, their first episodes are being cast. So normally the beginning of the year is pretty busy, but I don't know if it's because of COVID and because of streaming devices and pilot season being less and less a formal thing, that a lot of pilots for shows will be cast throughout the year whenever it gets like submitted and approved by a production company like Disney Plus, Hulu, Apple TV, all like there's so many streaming devices now. So it's been a very quiet March for film and TV auditions, surprisingly. I'm hoping that it'll buck up because I do miss doing more complex self-tapes or actually doing character work. Commercial self-tapes tend to be like, what do you look like? Okay, pretend you're happy with your friends. I literally had an audition yesterday for a commercial where I just had to tell them like what I last did when I went out and hung out with my friends. They're like, "Tell us a story about last time you went out with your buds. How was it?" Um, Literally a 3-minute audition, Zoom audition, where I was just like, "I went to brunch." So y'all will definitely know when I get exciting auditions because I feel like I always tell you. And I do have a couple of videos where I need to react to auditions for TV shows that are out now. Like last time I did Gossip Girl, which I auditioned for in 2020. And I did a whole video reacting to the self tape I submitted and the show. I have a couple more videos that I can do that are like that, where I can react to the self tape and then watch the pilot and see like what's happening, what's the tea. So that's gonna come up soon. But so far, no exciting auditions just yet. Not in March anyway. Let's see, I wanna read A Darker Shade of Magic series too. Yes, I really loved that series. The first book I felt like not my favorite because I didn't understand the love for the characters just yet. The second book, bruh, I fell in. I was like, "Okay, this is it. I love it." The second book was literally it went 3-star for the first book, 5-star for the second book, and 4-star for the third book for me. So you wanna start The Last Hour series by Cassandra Clare. Have had the first 2 books since last fall. Ooh, I wonder, is The Last Hours, is that all a part of her what is it called? Not Shadow and Bone, the other one. Is that all a part of the series? What's it called? You know, her series that she has with the runes and stuff. That's how little I know about that series. Is that a part of the long series where it's just different people in the same world? Let me know if that question made sense. See, both, but also because it's Illumicrate's box of the month, so I hope I love it. Oh, cool. Yes, Shadow Hunters is what I meant. Thank you. Is the Dark Hours or the Last Hours a part of the Shadow Hunter series? I apologize for not knowing what the F I was saying. Okay. What would your dream TV job be? Ooh, for a current show. Oh, okay. Current shows, I haven't found too many like current shows that I enjoy. I really like The Bold Type. That would have been a really cool show to be a part of, but I think they wrapped up their last season. I like Dollface, which is on Hulu, kind of a sitcom uh environment. That's really fun. But my dream job would be a romantic comedy of some sort, like any romantic comedy like movie I would love, or being on a sitcom. Like I've been watching, like I love New Girl and um I've been watching How I Met Your Mother. I really love, even though it's a little dated and some of their jokes are just like ooh, but I really love How I Met Your Mother because of the story structure of each episode. Like the plot devices that they use to tell the story is so interesting. Like the fact that I'm on season 7 and I don't know who the mother is at all is so fun. Because at first I was like, isn't that irritating to not know who the mom is and wait literally like 9 seasons to find out? But now watching it, I understand that it's so much more about the characters and their lives and how fun, like how the writers really took their time having fun explaining the theme of every episode, which is why I think like the reboot How I Met Your Father is lacking because it's so linear. It's so nonchalant. Like there's all these characters and we're getting all the side stories when they're happening like oh this couple's having trouble, oh this couple's having trouble, and a lot of the issues are resolved by the end of the episode. I'm like, okay, but I'm not interested in any of these characters and the way you're telling me this story isn't fun or unique. You know what I mean? So Dream Job would be a part of a sitcom that was really fun, like written really well. That would be a dream job of mine. I don't know if there's any current sitcoms that am like really hyped to be on currently. I do probably need to watch more sitcoms though. Like I think I started watching the one that's like a little bit like The Office, but with an elementary school. I think it's like not Alberta, Albert? Something with an A. ABBO something something. I started watching that. That seems really fun. I don't think it's my comedic style just because I'm like high sass, and I feel like a lot of the characters there's like one sassy character and well, actually no, all the characters are sassy on that show, but they're much older than me, so I feel like I wouldn't fit the vibe. Let's see. Jada, hi Jess. Hello. I came across your weekly reading sprints. Having lunch, going to read a graphic novel. Oh, nice. It's lunchtime for everyone. I love that. Let's see, how is the new place going? Also, the bookshelves are goals. Thank you. I'm very proud of the bookshelves. I'm glad they turned out the way they did. I don't know if you guys haven't seen that video. I was bummed a little bit to not get a third Billy bookshelf because I do like uniformity. But I'm happy how it turns out. I really like the leaves add a little something something, and it balances because there's like literally nothing else on my room besides like fairy lights. So thank you. The move, otherwise, the new place is nice. It's chill. I like this area a lot better. If anyone lives in LA, you know it's expensive and most neighborhoods are sketchy as hell. So I'm glad to be in a little bit better of a neighborhood. Mortal Instruments. Is that what the series is called? Not me, like literally not knowing anything. Possibly. Hi. Hi, Bria. Let's see. Yes, it takes place in the same world. Thank you. I'm so sorry. I could not wrap my head around Shadow Hunters or Mortal Instruments. But she said you can read it independently of the two other series. Are there two series? I feel like there's something Clockwork something. There's the Mortal Instruments. There's the Dark Artifices. The only reason I know any of this is because of Emma Books and A Clockwork Reader because they obviously love those series. Haven't read any of them. I think I own the Clockwork series, Clockwork Angel series because of Hannah from A Clockwork Reader. Haven't read it yet. But I understand all the series are kind of independent of each other. I don't know. My brain is kaput. Kaput. Let's see. Albert? Is that how you say that? I don't think I'm saying that word right. Yes, I love that show so much. It's very funny. I watched the pilot and I was like not super interested, but then a couple episodes in, I'm like, okay, I'm getting the humor and I'm getting the vibe. Because at first I was getting like hard office vibes. Like I don't like the whole interview style, looking right at the camera just to give them the expression that you have where you're like, it's like someone just said something really weird. It's not I don't like that interviewee kind of style filming, but I think as the episodes progress, it does get a little bit like I'm getting more used to it and I'm liking the characters a bit more. The chaotic energy of our lead is very fun. Let's see. I have yet to watch that show. I mean, check it out if you like. It's an okay show. I like it. Okay, let's do our last reading sprint. Maybe let's do mm, maybe let's do a 20-minute sprint. So reading to the 5-minute mark. Get our last sprint in. This is gonna be the last sprint. See how many pages we can get done. I'm so hyped. I'm in a really stressful part of, of my book. I don't know if you guys saw like my reactions while reading, just because I know you guys are also reading. But it's a stressful time for my little babies, and I hope no one gets hurt. Okay, let's read to the 5-minute mark. So a 20-minute sprint. Okay, happy reading, y'all.
that's the reading sprint. How'd everyone do? And my other headphones died, so hopefully you guys can hear me okay. And that was the last sprint, so we're wrapping up. So let me know how much you read today. I think during these sprints, I read about 50 pages, which I mean is pretty good since it is a pretty dense high fantasy. Because I feel like sometimes with these reading sprints, I can read up to like 80 pages sometimes, but a solid 50 is good. And we're in the middle of some heavy earth stuff in this book. You know what I mean? Oh, and then I love this. Again, the pizza for dinner. I love that for you. And then headed to Gavin's Patreon live show. How fun. Well, bye, guys. The ones who have already left. They probably left a while ago. Let's see. Oh, wait. And I was going to... See, we got 10 pages. That's awesome. 60 pages. Woo! I also love your picture right now of the palm trees, like your little icon. Love me some good palm trees. Palm trees vibes. Ooh, you read a total of 75 pages. That's amazing. I love that. We got 11 pages. I got 14% through of an audiobook. Nice. That's always a fun time. Random question. If you're listening to an audiobook and you don't have the physical book, what do? Are you like cleaning or doing something while listening to the audiobook? Or are you literally just sitting there listening? Because I feel like I have to be doing something with my hands if I'm listening to an audiobook or I get completely too distracted. Let's see. Ooh, 43 pages. Nice. La 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 la. Sorry, I'm texting my friend. I'm a bad host. Okay. Let me see. I wonder if I can finish this book today on a roll, man. Maybe finish cranking out these massive books one day at a time. Because I have, I think, like 6 hours left in this audiobook. How many hours? 7 hours. Which, I mean, is 1 p.m. for me. If I dedicated the next 7 hours, I could finish this book. Ooh. Let's see. Cleaning, playing a game on my phone, coloring. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, I love the idea of coloring while listening to an audiobook. I think I'll like work on thumbnails sometimes while listening to an audiobook. I should probably do more crafty things while listening to audiobooks. Yep, cleaning while listening to an audiobook. Nice. Y'all make it sound like your like spaces are so clean and stuff. I need to get on that level. I mostly play some mindless game on my phone while listening or doing some cleaning. Awesome. Laundry. I had to backtrack a couple times though. Not a fan of the narrator, but I want the story. That makes sense. I've had that a few times where I'm like, the narrator is ruining this book for me. Ugh. Luckily not too often, but I feel you on that. Sometimes the narrator, it's like, ugh, stop, please. I listen to audiobooks at work, makes it more pleasant. That's great. I'm glad it makes it more pleasant for you. That's a good thing. So, making work fun. Doing a sticker by name while listening to an audiobook. Doing a sticker by number? Doing a sticker by number. Am I slow? I'm like trying to fathom and cannot. I am so sorry. I love it. Doing live shows are so funny for me because I'm like half the time I'm like, who's saying what? And there's also a delay from when I say something to when you guys actually like can chat and like comment. There's like a 10 seconds or something off. So it's always so hard to be like, what's happening? I have to read along with the audiobook. That's how I feel too. I feel like if I don't read along, I'll like miss important details. I always read along. That's like my favorite form of reading. I'm just like I like that's the sound of me reading. Okay, let me know if you guys have any other questions, and if not, I'm gonna head out for the day. Get some lunch in me. You know what I mean? last chance for questions before we embark on this beautiful Sunday. Hopefully it's beautiful where you are, depending on if you like cold weather and it's like beautiful to you, or if you like warm weather, or if you like gray, cloudy days. I hope whatever the vibe you want, you have. Do I have any updates? Our April book for the Brown Girl Book Club is An Unkindness of Ghosts. Definitely check it out. I have the title of it in the description if you're interested in checking it out or reading the book along with us. I don't have a co-host yet for it, but that's the Brown Girl Book Club pick. If you want to read it and join us for the live show whenever that happens, it's probably going to happen late April. But I'm so excited. I've heard nothing but good things. I have my Patreon link below if you like my content, you want extra content. If not, we're chilling. Yeah, I'm having a good time. I always love doing reading sprints with you guys. It's like actually getting to chat with you live. It's a lot of fun. So I hope you enjoy, and I will be doing more live sprints next Sunday, probably around the same time, like 11 a.m. noonish, lunchish time. Yeah, thanks everyone for joining. It means a lot that you guys comment and interact. It's very kind, and I feel very, very grateful. I have that one, and I have to read it now. You will have to read it. Thank you for hosting. You're welcome. Have a great day. Oh, until next time, thank you. You guys have a great day too. Oh, in Colorado. That's why I have that profile pic. That makes sense. Trying to imagine the sunny vibes. I love that for you. Okay, everyone, have a lovely day, and hopefully I'll see you guys next Sunday reading some more. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Have a great, great Sunday, and I appreciate you all so much. Bye.